on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
30 minutes gone past 6 o'clock. Good morning. We're Nigerian. For the wet day in Port Harcourt. Hope your area is not flooded. Well, we'll get straight into it. My name's Enoch Bavire. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0009 are the numbers to call. We're on Twitter at Nigerian4PH. On WhatsApp 08090306416. Comrade Wambwike on Twitter. Good morning and all. Wike always clamoring for the well-being of police. We, the ordinary citizens that stood under the scorching sun just to seat Wike in that position, are now relegated to the background. So police is the only people that matter to Wike. It is sad. And the Nobi Ekachi IGP, acting IGP launches new special unit. I hope they will not end up like SARS and the likes, where those that have tattoos and dreadlocks will be the automatic victims. I urge them to dwell more on intelligence gathering and technology than hardware. We're Nigerian for good morning.
Good morning. Yes, in Nigeria, local government. The new government council of Philippines promised that the time of trouble and problem is gone in the school. It's a good one because for the past years we have been hearing crisis in this report, which for me is not up to the truth. But we urge the new government council to work with the GC and the students to make sure that some of the laws, the decisions that is being taken by the school management will not be taken again.
All right. We're now for good morning. Let's hear you. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, George. Hello, local. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You're Nigerian for let's hear you.
Yes, Adamanya got power calling from Akabechi. Hello.
Sir, we're listening.
Yes, in your news, constitutional review, they have not gathered the memorandum from people. And it will not be good they go there and become a jamboree. What are they going to review? Have they seek the opinion of the public and areas of the review? Because they cannot get the mindset of the Nigerian. They're supposed to bring a form or something like a memoranda and seek the opinion of the masses, where and where and where. And they gather all of them together so that we know what they're going to do. And again, on the police side, and that man is a very good man. What he told the police, what they're going to do.
All right. We're Nigerian for.
Yeah, George from Romeo. Yes, I want to talk about the next week urging police people that they should increase their salary and everything, their intelligence report. I also want to tell the governor that what we are passing through today is not for just because of police. We are passing a lot of unemployment in River State and no human capacity development. And let me also think about bringing agriculture in River State.
All right, thank you for calling. We're Nigerian for. Good morning. On WhatsApp, Newton Ikiri says, acting IGP directs police officers to go all out and deal ruthlessly with criminals. Me thinks this is a blank check, putting the lives of innocent citizens at risk. 9 out of 10 times, the police have been unprofessional. Governor Wike calls for increase in police budgeting is a call in the right direction. Let's see if it will cut off some misconduct in the Nigeria police force. Eze Aliko sent that in. Politicians are not performing because they force themselves into power with their money. I expect Ikere local government area boss to react to this comment by Wike because this is outright hypocrisy in politics. Comrade Hemadu Charles sent that in. Telling the IGP tell acting IGP that we don't have criminals in Rivers State. What we have are hungry, unemployed, angry youths. Even if they deploy thousands of forces, the insecurity will never cease. The government knows the right thing to do that will stop the menace in society. I pity the officer going for these operations. Okay, the officers going for these operations because their family members will soon receive 20 million on their behalf. Is a King Boy, the acting IGP, directing officers to go out and look for the criminals to welcome development. I have a question. This kind of motivational talk, is it also said in this manner in the north? Because if so, criminal activities would have reduced in Nigeria. I pitied the wife of the only surviving policeman at the Limbu station who was lucky to have cheated death. But why must she and her family be left to suffer the pain in paying hospital bills? Don Chichi Mahanacho from OUHA says, let Governor Wiki pay the same 20 million naira to the only surviving police officer that is critical in the hospital, and also pay the Eche daughter who was killed by his task force. We're Nigerian for good morning.
Hello, my brother, and God bless you. Morning. I want to talk on the news report this morning concerning the Northern governor that said that this open grazing the Northern
the Attorney General of the Federation
from selling papers. Look at how they are written in. How many times have those people selling papers they are causing problems? But at the hearing day in and day out, there are people, the headsmen, killing here and there. So if they should ban Igbos from selling papers there, they can relocate. But tell me which part of Nigeria, if not north, if they ban them from riding the cattle, that will welcome them because of their criminal activity. So these northern people should think before they should reason before they talk of.
All right, so it's not a northern people thing. It is the Attorney General of the Federation. He's the one that said it, Abubakar Malami. I don't think he was speaking on behalf of the government or the northern people, as you've put it. He was speaking for himself as a senior government official. Someone says, I find some parts of the interview very hilarious, sad, and discombobulating with a sprinkle of tunnel vision. How can he compare herdsmen who don't pay tax, rent, or anything of that sort to people who invest in spare parts business, who pay rent, tax, and most of all do not impede on the rights of others by destroying their businesses with their spare parts business? Why did he not compare the ban on open grazing to the ban on alcoholic beverage consumption in parts of the north, which has seen the Hijba police constantly destroying alcoholic drinks? Or is drinking alcohol against the Nigerian constitution? Well, Noble says Mr. Malami should stop being tribal and prejudicial. The south doesn't have land, or should we give them the little we use for farming? I stand with the decision of the South governors. Eagle Eye says ashamed of the Nigerian police, especially the IG who came to launch an operation here and failed to visit the hospital where the injured officer is. And if Wike, I don't understand that. The second part of the message. Okudili Iwagu does not agree with Malami on this comparison, says it doesn't hold water. The sales of spare parts does not lead to insecurity, but open grazing does. Do you imagine how the wife of the police officer who survived the attack at Ilingbu police station was crying for help? Kolomike gave over 20 million to the families of the dead. It's a nice one. What about the living? Oseja Abume, you're asking a question. It is good, but if police don't stop collecting money on the road, this team can never function well. Talking about the new team that the IG launched, the acting IG. Patrick Amadi sent that in. We're Nigerian for good morning.
Hello, good morning, Auntie Eno.
Morning, Uncle Sir.
My name is Chibroma. I want to react to the man that was comparing spare parts to
the Attorney General of the Federation.
And the spare parts sellers, they are in their shop now. They did not take their spare parts to destroy carrot farm in the north. They did not take their spare parts to destroy onions farm in the north, or granite in the farm in the north. Why should he make such a comparison? Let me also quickly react to the man that beat the girlfriend to death. Such a man cannot fight his fellow man on the road. The only place he always exercises punch is at the girlfriend. Such man cannot open mouth and challenge his fellow man on the road. See how he has displayed with his foolishness. Because even the girl also has a blame. If your boyfriend is beating you, what is so important there for not leaving that relationship?
You say she should marry now, so she has to bear. It's a tragedy. Now she's dead. What has happened? And the brother saying he wasn't aware. Auntie, if you're in an abusive relationship, marriage is not going to solve it. And those neighbors who knew that he was beating the girl, why didn't you try to get to her family member, or report him to the police or FIDA? We should do something. We should do something. I feel disturbed, highly disturbed about the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation appearing to liken open grazing to selling of spare parts. Spare parts do not have a mind of their own and do not stray into destroying other people's properties. The AGF should be sincere in its analysis. Name me, Emmanuel Daimbo. It's pitiable for an Attorney General to compare destructive open grazing that causes deaths in its trail to the harmless sale of spare parts. Very disheartening. We recall that Governor Wike earlier this year donated the sum of 500 million to Sokoto State's markets, after the fire, traders after the market fire. Many appealed for him to support the family of late Mrs. Elekwachi, the police officer that was shot by another police who was part of a task force at that time. If other police officers should be compensated, we call on Governor Wike to compensate the family of Mrs. Elekwachi, who died in line of duty. I know it's also Rivers Indigene, Principal Mark Chika from Igboeche. Emmanuel Shijola from Woji, Attorney General Abubakar Malami comparing open grazing to spare parts business in the north. Industrious Igbo men are not causing any menace in the north or roaming the streets with their business. I'm dumbfounded. We're Nigerian folk. Put off the radio. Please put off the radio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Wike. Am I talking to you?
Yes, you are. All right, when you make up your mind, let's have that conversation. We're Nigerian for good morning.
Good morning, my sister in good news from Port Harcourt. Quick one. The issue of Malami comparing spare parts with open grazing. I don't want to believe that the faces of people supporting open grazing and the free investment are beginning to show inside the regular government. Remember, sometime Bauchi governor gave them support and was angry with one or two issues that was spoke about. Now, Malami is coming from behind to make such comparison. I want to believe that their faces are beginning to show. And then police, commander of police came to River State, finished everything he did. What will stop him from getting to the hospital? To see those some people that were shot is very unfortunate.
We're Nigerian for good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I don't see anything difficult in what Malami has said. The spare parts sellers are not different from the X-Men. Somebody provided a shop for them. Somebody built market. Somebody donated land for the market to be built with government money. And the spare parts sellers are now paying for the shop. Do the same thing in the south here for these people. Do ranching, they will pay. And have you been to my green where they sell goods before? When you buy the gold, there's what they call ladder money. That ladder money is going to the community. People are making money there. Even go there now that you want to buy that land for 10 billion, they will not sell to you because of the money they are making every day. Do the same thing they did to your people in Sokoto, in Zamfara. So these same people here, create a space for them. That's what he's saying. Not that spare parts is causing problems, the other one is not causing problems. No one will cause problems to provide the space they provided for spare parts sellers.
All right, thank you for calling. We're Nigerian for Port Harcourt. Good morning.
Yeah, Mrs. Good morning.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Let me look at Attorney General of Federation, Malami, said open grazing and the decision taken by the Southern governors is unconstitutional. I am also saying that it is unconstitutional to allow your goods to destroy or damage another person's goods. If you must trade, you mustn't trade to bring another man's effort down or his source of living. Comparing an open grazing to spare parts, I believe it is beyond good reasoning. Because spare parts traders are seized in their shops. Why this cow moves beyond boundary? They damage crops. Where have you seen a spare part that damaging another person's spare parts in the same shop? It is not done anywhere. So the comparison is beyond good reasoning, if you ask me. And for the girl that just died, she died as a girlfriend. It's unfortunate. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for calling. We're Nigerian for Port Harcourt. Let's hear you.
Huge. Malami, I'm very disappointed. Igbos use their money and rent a shop. And some of those shops said Igbo went there and bought a land and built shops and rent it out. What stops these people now? If you watch where Miami owns a cow and he has money, what stops Miami to come here and buy a land in Port Harcourt here and do ranching? What stops him to buy a land in Port Harcourt and do ranching? Cow is not our business. And you are bringing a cow to this place to force me to rear a cow? As if we will force the Northerners to do this separate business? You don't cause any problem there? If they know that they cannot, they're not sure to do business, they should take their car back to their place.
All right, we have Jaja, who thinks that people should have some sense. He's praying. Malami saying the southern governors banning open grazing is not constitutional and compares it to parts dealers in the north. Spare parts dealers who live, who they buy land, they rent shops, do their business, but the headers who live in our bushes, they kill, they rape, and they destroy farmland. Okay. This one says, I get angry when I hear about ladies staying in abusive relationships. I can't just wrap my head around it. The guy's neighbors should also be arrested too. On Malami, goes to show how those ruling us, how low those ruling us can go. It's a shame we have people who have completely no idea in power. You see the level of intellect of those reading us. How on earth can Malami be comparing open grazing with spare parts selling? You should compare like for like and vice versa. It's quite unfortunate when we find ourselves and our people are contributors to it. Where we find ourselves and our people are contributors to it, Nigeria, who did this to us? We're still searching for that person. We are Nigerian folk. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's hear you.
Thank you. Look, a man calling from the chair. Yes, the IGP acting, ordering the police to make sure that they smoke out all the bandits that are terrorizing the south side. Yeah, it's a good one. I also lend my voice with him to please charging the police people. They should make sure that all these bandits terrorizing the south and making us unrest here should not see the light of the day. Because these people are trained, and those people, they are not trained. So they shouldn't also stay in their police stations and wait for them to come and throw bombs. Please. Lastly, on the issue of the policewoman crying for help.
Policeman's wife.
I urge the police hierarchy and also the state government to please do the needful. Because had it been that woman is dead, okay, to have giving her 200 million, or please, they should give her that money now she's alive.
We're not cheering for.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's very sad to hold them to the General Federation who makes us comparisons. It's very, very sad, though. SAN in that matter. How will you tell me that you are comparing spare parts dealers to cattle pastorians? It's not so funny. These are people who rent shops from your community to do their business. Now, even the people hired them to come and help them move their cows in this area, please, not supposed to bought a land, keep their cows there, not to allow their cows to go and destroy other people's crops. And you are making comparison. Are you hitting the policy or what?
All right, thank you.
Instead of you to make languages that will be encouraging and making sure that Nigeria is one, you are making languages that.
All right. Obina Sunday from Oibo. Governor Wike should please take care of police officers because he has settled the ones that died. Don't wait until the police officer will die before you give the woman 20 million. Calling it Operation Restore Peace and still charging them to go and kill people in this name of searching for criminals while you're being careful with the bandits and kidnappers in the north is a clear definition of double standards, and that can never be a way of restoring peace. It will cause more harm than good. Emmanuel send that in. Governor Wike should help the policewoman, the policeman who is still alive in the hospital, because it's not only the dead that need to be compensated. Let the police and the IG go and visit the policeman in the hospital. It's the policeman in the hospital that needs money more than the dead ones. Money will give him hope to recover fast. Oku Stanley from Port Harcourt. IGP and Governor Wike should understand that the source of criminality in the states is unemployment and lack of human capital development. The governor should deal with the source of the social vices in the state. TJ says it's obvious there's no love again in this country because the leaders are so sentimental. They should divide the country. Well, are they speaking for the people or are they speaking for themselves? The call by the IGP against criminals or criminality is a good call. Insecurity is ravaging our country. No society grows in the midst of insecurity. I urge the police operatives to intensify their fight against criminals. Deploying men of the police is good, but government should listen to the cry of the masses and attend to their needs as well. Bumi Akari from UOE. I'm totally disappointed by Malami's comment. How can he compare those doing business in the shops and car wearing? I'm totally disappointed. Okay. Let's see. We're on Facebook. Let's see the Facebook comments this morning. We're on Twitter as well. That's how we'll wrap this up this morning. Facebook and Twitter. Facebook at NigerianForPH if you'd like to join the conversation. On Twitter at NigerianForPH. Tony Anthony Odom says, I hope the IGP understands the variety of personnel in the force before giving such orders, because some officers will leverage on that marching order to commit crime. Forum Freddy, what's the sustainability of the would-be constitutional review, or will it be like the Confab of 2014? Matters of urgent importance should be looked into. Well, it's a public hearing, so find out where it's taking place in Port Harcourt next week. It's 26th and 27th, I believe, one of those days. Just find out where it is. When we find out, we'll let you know as well, so that you can attend and also lend your voice. So it's not them say, go there and talk. Where are we? Gifts, on the issue of the Governing Council of Uniport, I think the President Council led by Senator Uchendu is doing well, and the IGP advised the police officers to be civil with citizens is a good one. Has Kaduna State government recalled those sacked civil servants? Suspending the strike is not the best option. They should continue with strike. Well, there's a suspension of the strike right now because they're going to talk with the federal government. The federal government has called Labour and the Kaduna State government to a meeting. It will happen at 11 o'clock today. So let's wait for that meeting. But no one has been called back. Governor Wike said INEC and police are the institutions that are making the politicians not to perform. He's right. During the 2015 election, a certain Rivers INEC resident commissioner got so compromised in addition to police assistance to give Rivers State the worst election in history. That's a Achua Modu. Governor Wike should show that same magnanimity he has for policemen to Rivers unemployed youth, civil servants, pensioners, and payment of bursary to Rivers students. Skillful Perry doesn't understand why Rivers State government refused to pay the hospital bill of the police officer. He thinks it's not proper. Emeka, good morning. Can you imagine the thought process of one of the top people in this country? I don't know what to say again. Swanu Prince Piabara, I listened to AGF Malami speaking on restructuring and headers menace with serious shock. The audacity he displayed in that interview seemingly indicates that the North are owners of Nigeria, while others are their slaves. We must rise to change this narrative. Well, if the men at the top are not thinking the way you want them to, why not go there and change? Make the change happen. Even the police haven't reached out to their only surviving officer from the Elimbo attack. Now, wow. And the IG came yesterday to still ask police officers to take the war to the criminals. This is the height of insensitivity on the part of the police commissioner. We've got to move to Facebook now and wrap this up. Let's see. Comments on Facebook. It's very easy for Rivers governor to incite Rivers people against the federal government on providing jobs or the maltreatment of its workforce, but it's not his business. Where are we? What of the workforce under his own domain? Let him create the jobs he promised to give his own people first and satisfy everyone before telling us to throw stones at Abuja that is far away. That's Elvis Mark. Imahari, now we understand the type of people and their reasoning in Buhari's APC government. SAN Malami, what a shame on you. Okay, Stephen Igbikis, the barber boyfriend who assaulted his girlfriend and killed her. These are people who don't listen to news any day, because if they did, it would have educated him enough. Well, common sense. On the suspension of the review of the Nigerian Constitution, I'm asking, they're not suspending it. They're suspending plenary so they can focus on the review. There's public hearing taking place nationwide next week, so let's get there, all right? It says, in terms of the security, I believe Rivers State is really trying. Rivers State is the safest place in Nigeria right now. Roundface, the acting IGP, launched Operation Restore Peace in Southeast. They should carry out their work diligently and professionally, without harassing innocent citizens or having a secret agenda. And Governor Wike should invest in human capital capacity building. Okay, there are more comments on Facebook. I have to stop here. My name is Eno Ogbeviri. The news will come at 7, then sports, then again at 8 o'clock, after which I will return. And we'll be talking about policing beyond directives and intelligence policing. What do they need? But let's listen to what Malami said for those who missed it.
Within the context of the freedoms expressed in our constitution, enshrined in our constitution, can you deny a right of a Nigerian? For example, it's as good as saying, perhaps maybe the northern governors coming together to say that they prohibit spare parts trading in the north. Does it work?